for Andromeda? Do you put all ads in one campaign if the company has very different demographics? So you want to target students, younger people, run ads for retired people, older people.
Yep. So I actually use two different first click CAPI import events. So one would be like, it would be a new retired person. The other one would be new student. And then I would have those two campaigns separate out and one ad set and only the ads that are pertaining to that goal.
I mean, there's so many that we've got here, and we've got like, you know, the dishwasher soap detergent company, which hopefully will have something soon enough. We just need a little bit more creative on that side. Creative diversification package is what we're pitching this week. Right. Anyway, let's get over to some questions here. We are running short on time.
Yeah. Let's do it.
You good?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. All right, El Mundo de Lolo. One of our loyalists here. Should we increase spend during the BF morning peak and then scale down later in the day? Would ramping up campaign level budget strategy in the morning help? A Black Friday question. Very relevant.
I probably we'll do a Black Friday episode next week. I did one this week internally on a small little consulting group that I work with. And the main takeaways, in my opinion, are the sales cycle dictates all. I personally do not increase all the way up until about the 5 days before Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I really don't. I like to actually increase my cost cap restrictions, increase my TROAS thresholds, and decrease my TCPA thresholds. Reason why is because if you think about a sales cycle, during the time of peak emotional buying, which is what's the best deal on any products that I think I want, there's very little room left to, but what's that new product I'm getting ads for? The people that are like, hey, like, or Ralph, do you have anything that you have on your wish list that you're going to buy for Black Friday, Cyber Monday if it comes on sale? Anything you're thinking of?
I have everything I need, John. I have you on Friday. Right. All I want.
Perfect. I'll be discounted.
Just want you at 40% off. That's all.
Right. And so, but that was the thing too, is like right now, like I'm looking at a pair of new cowboy boots because I do wear cowboy boots. I'm like, oh, if those go on sale, I'll pick them up. Now, if someone's just like, hey, there's a hat the day before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, it's going to be going on sale. I'm like, yeah, but I kind of want the boots. So I'm using a bad analogy to kind of explain do you think you can take the week of Black Friday and pump through your sales cycle, capture more attention than everything else, and then scoop up the deal faster than all of the other competitors that were already thinking about at that time, and maybe not even in your industry, just people that want to buy them, people that are trying to sell them something. And what I typically do is I actually do not increase, even especially in Google. I will absolutely use a really restrictive TROAS and TCPA target. I'll give you just a half a second visual because people usually can't fathom this in the brain because it is something that is counterintuitive. But when you look at the sales cycle and how people buy, you're like, okay, I can see that. Like you could increase a little bit, but you're not looking at doubling spend the week of it. The people that you are trying to attract should have started a month ago.
Right.
That's why we're increasing our spend so much right now in that juice company before Black Friday, Cyber Monday, a month before. Yeah, we got 50% more new customers. They'll lull, and then boom.
Yeah, you're laying the groundwork.
Exactly right. I'm laying the foundation. Yep. Now watch this. You ready for this one? This one's kind of fun. This is last year, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And this is what I mean by I not really increasing any sort of spend. This is November 29th compared to the day before. And look at the campaign level. My cost during this time period, this is literally Black Friday day of, my cost went up $28. So it went from $1,231 to $1,260 spend. And before that $28, I gained $184,000. So what does this tell you? Well, let's look at the brand.
It's a good day.
Yeah, it's not bad. For 75 cents on brand, literally 75 cents more, I got 106,358. Now, did I need to increase? Absolutely not. What Google will do is say, well, fine, screw you. I'm just going to bring your CPC down to a penny so that you can earn it because you're using TROAS during the sale. Yeah. So that's what's nice is my CPA went down to a nickel because I'm the one that is going to be earning that. It's not even physically possible at a cost per click to go from 1,800 clicks to 4,000 clicks, 2,564 clicks more, 2,500 clicks more for 75 cents. What's that CPC? 75 cents, 2,500 clicks. It's sub penny.
Yeah.
So people are like, yeah, now if I increase my budget 40x, I would have still got the same result. Did I need to do it? No. And that's why I don't.
We should do probably a little bit more Black Friday, Cyber Monday
We'll do
next
that next
week,
week.
because I think based upon the questions here,
If you're watching now, crank your budget up. Crank it up now.
Crank it up. Thomas from Austria.
Greetings from Austria.
Greetings, a loyalist here to your 11 Live. I'm still concerned about my Black Friday Facebook campaigns, and I can't build an audience like the years before. Retargeting continues to next post. I spend €200 daily for my Black Friday budget. I want to spend 1,000, and I want to harvest the warm audience. Can you share your latest insights on this
Here's
topic?
my opinion.
And he says please, which is very nice, very Austrian.
Thank you. That's right. The almost
Very
Canadian.
Yeah.
No, that'd be sorry. I'm just kidding. All right. So here's the bad part. Why people most often struggle with this time of year is because clients are very nervous about spending a whole bunch of money and seeing dwindling results right before the biggest week of their company. But that's the time that you have to spend. So my opinion, if you're spending 200 and you want to spend 1,000, my TROAS is always at 20, 30%. And my TCPA is usually non-existent unless it's like a 2,000 TCPA. My cost caps are dead and gone inside of Meta. What I mean by this is whoever's using a cost cap or bid cap or anything right now, please remove it ASAP. I promise you things will get better if you're also measuring correctly. What I mean by this is we had, this is exactly right. We have to, for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, this is what we're doing here. And this is counterintuitive to usually what people believe inside of all paid media. If I go into our campaigns, watch this. If I look at this campaign here, the one that we're spending about 290,000 on, if I look at the view history, you'll actually see that we took our ad spend and we actually lowered the ad spend. This was right here on October 30th. Yeah. So it went from 20,000 down to 12. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we removed our 260 cost cap.
Huh.
Now, by going from $20,000 down to 12 and remove the 260, that was on October 30th.
Yeah.
Then let's look at October 30th compared to this date range here. What ended up happening in this campaign here? Well, my spend went up 44%. My cost per new acquired first-time customer went down $10, and my new customers increased by 48%. So you took your ad spend down 40%, removed the cost cap, and then scaled to the moon. Very strange, right? This is counterintuitive to what everybody normally does. Here's the reason why. How do you cost cap prospecting? Don't go after that person unless you know they're going to buy. Well, it's like, well, I haven't met that person before. Well, unless you know they're going to buy, don't talk to them. I said, fine, I'm not going to talk to them. Cost cap prospecting is counterintuitive to anything.
That's super interesting. It's counterintuitive, but it makes sense at the same time.
Yeah. So if I say, I mean, think about it in real world terms. Go in front of that audience. It'd be like, hey, Ralph, don't go on stage today because there's 500 people in the audience. Don't go on stage unless 200 are going to buy. And if 200 don't buy, you're going to be in trouble. So are you going to go up on stage?
Yeah.
No, I'll just hang back here. Collect my paycheck.
Go to a bar.
Exactly right. So you're spending 200. You want to spend 1,000. Spend 1,000. Measure top line. Now, here's the other part is that might not go all prospecting. That's okay for Black Friday, Cyber Monday because you want the warm traffic. Right before your sale, crank up that TCPA, TROAS, whatever it is, cost cap that you're using. Say only focus on the people that you know. Then that will work. But if you restrict it before you bring them in, then you can't restrict it after they're here to focus on who's going to buy.
Yeah. Makes sense. We've got a lot of questions here.
Holy shit. Okay,
oh my God. We got so many. Ollie, I have been doing an RFP the last couple of days. I will talk to you a little bit later. I'll message you.
I'll speed this up.
Thanks for coming in. All right. Dave Ashley for Andromeda. Do you put all ads in one campaign if the company has very different demographics? So you want to target students, younger people, run ads for retired people, older people.
Yeah. So I actually use two different first CAPI import events. So one would be like, it would be a new retired person. The other one would be new student. And then I would have those two campaigns separate out and one ad set and only the ads that are pertaining to that goal.
Sick. Love it. Great. Simple answer for Dave.
Yeah.
All right. Stu EP. You guys help me scale the account I'm running to 1.9 million per month. Thanks, guys.
Nice. Good job. Brought impact down from over 500 to under 360. There you go.
Sick. I love it when people take action.
That's my wife. I just have her on a different account.
That's right. Stu EP is really,
that bald dude's kind of hot.
Sorry, yeah. bald guy. I love that bald guy on all the drugs. Please talk about first-time customers only versus first click versus first-time customer only. Could we run first click on Meta and simply use new customers only on Google?
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the part too, is you can use anything. Now, what my question back to you would be, if you're looking at your channel flow, is that appropriate? And would there ever be a time where it doesn't have enough information to optimize because we whittle down too narrow? Because that will stall.
Okay, got it. All right, we've got some love from Bangladesh. Hasibul, love you too, buddy. Yeah. Big Money 33 is in the house. 33 Big Money in the house.
I'm so sorry. Also, Stu EP, one thing to note. If you wanted to do first click CAPI imports, you can do that. Just don't optimize towards it. Look inside your platform and you'll see the difference between new customers and first click new customers. That will tell you what it is and say, if that is plentiful and enough and consistent enough, I can swap to that and then optimize forward. So there is a halfway point that you can use.
You're just way too helpful. I just wanted to call out,
Thanks.
People, make them like YouTube famous for a second. Inderkeep Singh says, "Hi John, I'm using currently max value bid strategy, target 150% for lead gen. Only one campaign, 4 ad groups, phrase and exact keywords. Performance is not good. What would you do differently?"
So remember my rule. I never go above 40% TROAS target. What you're doing is you're being prejudiced to your prospecting network. What I mean by that is, remember, unless you think or Google, do not go and attract anybody that you haven't met before. It says, okay, I won't. And that stops prospecting. And that's also inbound and outbound. Think about your TROAS restriction is how well can Google predict the future? Well, it can only predict the future off of what it knows from the past. And if it's their first interactivity, like first click new customer, there is no data to actually use. So you're starting brand new with everyone. You can't restrict what you've never known.
Yeah. Got it. We've got 5 minutes and we've got a lot of questions here. How the hell did this happen? Yumi has a question. So without CAPI, the Andromeda doesn't deliver results, or CAPI imports is just better for us to see what's actually happening?
So CAPI will deliver better results. It's just your metric inside of your campaign is true. $10 can go up to $100 in CPA very fast if you have 90% returning customers that you are now eliminating.
Right. Exactly. So, okay. 33 Big Money. He's just not here, but he's asking questions. What percent of retargeting is in Performance Max versus new users?
40%.
40%. There you go.
That's what I've been able to kind of be consistent with.
40%. So we're getting an actual answer instead of it depends.
That's what I've been consistent with. Yeah. Every single time it's always that 60-40.
Write that one down. John gives definitive answer.
Well,
okay.
40% remarketing, not necessarily returning customers. 40% remarketing just so happens to be the fact that most of the time returning customers are on your website buying returning things. And so they're getting hit with those ads and attributed.
Right. Makes sense. Returning customers do buy stuff. Again, legend, big fan of John Moran, says MD Massador Raman. Anyway, I just love call outs here. I feel like I'm running like a radio show here or something. Indergeep, I feel like I'm back in college. Indergeep Singh, he's asking a lot of questions today.
He's very inquisitive.
He's very, very inquisitive. Do you think making drastic changes in bid strategy or budget hurts the performance and search for lead gen? How much should we increase, decrease the budgets for bids, and how often? We've got like 20 questions left here. So
we're as many as we can. So here's what I would say, just in general. Your bid strategy should be thought of less. You want to have your bid strategy for prospecting be the absolute most aggressive for lead gen. Think about this as a golden rule. The reason why Google charges the first position so much is because if you cannot work with the person in the first position, and you also, let's say the client or the lead or the searcher or the user cannot work with the first person, they can't work with the second person, what are the odds that if you are number 3rd on the page, they can work with you? A lot of times you get the leftovers from the people above you. And that's usually what happens in lead gen. It's like, yeah, I called this company, but they were kind of expensive. I called that company, they were kind of expensive. But guess what? You're expensive too. It's like, no, you're cheap. So that's the difference between what happens. But if you're first thought of, first considered, you will actually sometimes see a better conversion rate and also a better post lead generation conversion rate because you have the higher quality leads because you were first. Is that worth $10 extra per click? To me, absolutely. Will I overspend on it? No, I'll manage the results and NCAC by daily ad spends. That's why we're doing MMM today. How much can we afford to spend?
All right. El Mundo de Lolo. During Black Friday, we have high returning customer rate of 60%. Should we spend more on existing customer campaigns in Meta or still look for new customers heavily?
Do as much prospecting you can up until the point where your sales cycle starts, which means if I have a 10-day sales cycle and my Black Friday campaign starts on the 25th, I will increase my TROAS and TCPA on the 15th, which means I don't have enough time to warm up new traffic. I got to focus on who is here and now. And I would actually even run a teaser as an ad to those people like 3 days before we launch so that they're getting a high frequency. And then as your new Black Friday ads come out, the people that have been engaging with that high frequency teaser ad are the first to be targeted with the new ta-da, it's Black Friday is live now.
Got it. We definitely need to do a Black Friday show.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
we should have.
Apparently. No, that's all right. We're excited about other stuff. My God, Black Friday is so like next week.
Yeah, that is so 2025. We're almost 26 now. Come on.
I know, really. Like, yeah, it's 27, really. Yeah. Jap Rosemaj. I'm not even going to pronounce that one. No anyway, thanks for asking the question. Have you a take on the incremental value of demand gen when assisted conversions are very high, but the OCI in funnel conversions are just 10% of that?
No, and that's also because demand gen uses what they call now their platform comparable, and platform comparable means it eliminates the use of the data-driven attribution to actually more like a triple attribution. If you're familiar with triple whale, like if it got a touch point, it takes 100% of the credit, which means your in-platform results are actually multiplied. Yeah. I'll give you an example. Click on shopping, click on brand, and a view in demand gen. One sale, Google Ads will say 2 sales. 1 conversion, 2 if you include demand gen's platform comparable, because it took all the credit for that sale along with everything else that had to split between data-driven attribution. So I don't like demand gen at all. I have never actually made it scale on its own. It's always been at the cold is 40% cold. It is just a big remarketing engine, and Google knows it. But everyone out here just usually looks at ROAS. So yeah, they'll take all your money.
Yeah, you've been very consistent with that. This might be our last question here. Daweed, Daweed. While using the view page conversion goal and feeder campaigns and meta ads, I've noticed that the numbers seem to be heavily inflated. Around 100 reported view pages correspond to actual 3-4 PV.
My opinion, don't use page views or view pages. What I would actually use is view content. The difference between view pages and view content is a non-bounce, but you might get 10 page views for a 1 view content. So that's what I would use is view content means they've been to the site. They have looked at something for longer than 10 seconds. They scrolled more than 50% down the page. They went and visited another page. Then they say that's the engaged user. So view page, bot, view content, engaged audience user.
Yeah. Usually view content is on like a product page or a PDP page. So like it shows buyer intent. I mean, especially depends on where you're sending your traffic to, but yeah, we'd never use page view.
Yeah, usually then you're going to get like 3 cent clicks, but also 3 cent traffic.
Yeah, a lot of back clicks.
Get what you pay for.
All right. Do we have one more question for Inder Deep here?
I think we can do it.
All right, we can do one more. He asked a lot of questions, and he's very, very inquisitive, and I think this is an easy one. Have you ever found success with YouTube ads for lead gen? Unfortunately, it never worked for me. What are the best practices for that?
Imports. I've ran that for very, very long for a very large company for many over 4 years. It is a standard for me to run these type of campaigns. I don't have time to share screen, but just what I was doing is it's YouTube that turned into demand gen, but I've kept the YouTube and allowed it to turn into demand gen simply because the smart shopping that turned into PMAX, but it was feed only, were the best PMAX campaigns we've ever seen because it inherited the previous settings. So I've left my YouTube campaigns on, allowed them to turn into demand gen, didn't change anything. But yes, YouTube for lead gen is great. However, it has to be done on imports. If not, then you get a whole bunch of bot spam traffic that steals the attention away with high click-through rates and a lot of clicks, but then it steers to there and then you lose your quality audience. Imports would stop that from happening.
Got it. All right. Well, that is this week's Ad Lab, cooking up chaos in the performance kitchen, as always. And of course, all brought to you by Tier 11. And you can buy the Creative Diversification package and get your media buying and your Tier 11 data suite, which includes CAPI imports, for free. Check it out.
Wow.
tier11.com/creative-diversification. As always, John Moran, it's a pleasure hanging out with you on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, same here. This is fun stuff. I love it.
Great stuff. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next Friday. We'll be talking Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I will promise that.
Yes. But if you're getting ready to do it, Start scaling now. Drop TROAS, crank up TCPA, turn up max conversions, turn up maximize conversion value, hit the gas, measured by top line. You'll feel better.
Yeah. That's it. There you go. Talk to you next week. See ya.
Bye, everybody.